everyone. Today we're talking about Woom bikes. We're actually going to build one, but I just want to talk about Woom bikes for a bit, just in case you have not heard of it. In our area, it seems to be a pretty common, well, I don't want to say pretty common, but pretty popular thing that's hard to find used. And so they have a high resale value, but this one here, we got a Woom 4 for our older son. It is a $500 bike, $499 plus shipping plus tax. So that gets pretty expensive. We ended up getting a certified reused one, so it's still from Woom, but it is a pre-owned bike. And so that was $50 less. So for $450 plus shipping tax, it pretty much came out, I think it was like $530 or something. So thank you, grandparents, for your contribution towards this bike. The big thing is that it's light. It was made for kids, and so it's supposed to be a lot easier for them to learn to ride a two-wheeler than other bikes. And we have found that to be true. We started with a Woom 3. They have Woom 1, 2, 3, 4, and on and up, but they're pretty expensive bikes, so we never got a Woom balance bike. We didn't really feel like that was where we wanted to put our money. The regular balance bikes worked well for us. It was really when we started the two-wheeling that we thought, okay, let's give this a shot. But again, with the Woom 2, we felt like it was maybe going to be outgrown a little too fast, so we went for the Woom 3, but it did take a while for our son to be big enough to use it, and he was probably ready to start riding a little before that. For our younger one, our friend let us borrow a Woom 2, so he was able to use that while our older one was using the Woom 3, and it worked out really, really well for him. He was able to ride a two-wheeler earlier, and it was great. So for that age, when you're first starting out, I think it is a fabulous, fabulous bike. For the Woom 4, I did consider, okay, they already know how to ride. Should we get something else that's still light, that's still made for kids, maybe not as expensive, but I didn't really do that much research just because, like I said, it has a high resale value. So if we know it, we love it, and in the end, we're not paying that much more. Why not? Was my thought anyway. But okay, so we've bought a used one. We have bought a new one before, so I wanted to see, okay, is it just as good? Let's find out how to build this thing. I think it takes a little bit more building, but maybe not really. I'm not sure. Let's open it up. Let's see. So come build with me.
So here we go. Here is what comes out of the box. It's just mostly put together, but things are wrapped up pretty well just to make sure the fragile parts don't get damaged. So let's just cut everything off, take everything apart so that we can start assembling and make sure that the parts we're going to need access to are available to us. So I'll just cut off these zip ties. I think this package is our tools and anything that we might need to assemble this bike. There do not appear to be any instructions, but here's the lights. And what else is in here? Pedals. The lever. Well, there you go. And tools. Great. Okay, let's just cut off all the other zip ties and make sure we can use everything. There were no instructions that came with this, so I'm just unraveling the pedals here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be going in this order, but I just want to make sure I get the right and the left correctly based on what I remember from assembling the first one. As you can see, this one says R, so I think we're good there. I'm putting that on the right pedal. I'm sure the turning way changes or something must be different. And so you just want to make sure that the R and the L is identified and you have it on the correct side. Otherwise, it should be pretty easy. Let's get them in. And I know I checked the first side, but I'm just letting you know I'm just double checking this again. This one says L. So left side, here we come. Now let's get the handlebars on. These should be really easy, I think, where we're just threading this through and then tightening to keep the handlebars in place. And the screws look like an Allen wrench is required, so we will get that out of our tool bag and get it out. It's the hexagon-shaped little L-shaped thing. I don't know what else to call it. So we'll put that in, we'll just tighten that up, and that should make it pretty good for the handlebars staying in place. Okay, now the front wheel. I think this is the part that I'm the most unfamiliar with bikes, but first we'll just have to take off all the rubber bands and make sure all the brake stuff is accessible, since we will need to have to connect one of the brakes, the front brakes. And so let's just get this off, and then I will figure out what needs to be happening with the quick release lever. I know that that's what is included. And this thing, I think, is just a holder. 1, 2, 3, pull. Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. All right, now we can put our wheel on. I think the main thing to keep in mind here, there is an arrow on the wheel itself. So we want to make sure that it is facing the right way. Then we'll find our quick release lever. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but this thing that you have to screw off the end so that you can line it through the wheel. Sorry, I know it's a little off screen, but I'm threading it through and screwing it back on the other side. And now I am just attaching it to the front and adjusting those little pegs to make sure it aligns, and then tighten as needed to make sure everything is tight and there isn't a wheel just popping off. Okay, the wheel is in, but this is a little crooked. So let's fix the handlebar because it's not tightened enough to align, and I left it not quite tight enough just in case it wasn't aligned. So let's make sure that it is aligned, tighten that all the way so that it is not wobbly and turning again. Okay, important step of attaching the brake. So we have these little cords. It doesn't seem hard. I'm just supposed to attach it, pull it, and weave it through. But it is not as easy as I thought it would be. It is not pulling long enough. Let me figure this out. My goodness, it is so close, but it's just not fitting in. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. When I squeeze the brakes, it goes, so I don't think it needs to be loosened or anything. Can I pull that? Oh, it just pulls up. Oh, that was easy. You just had to pull it up a little bit. So adjust that. Don't do what I was doing. Let's just give the brakes a test to make sure that the brake pads are touching when we squeeze, and looks okay. So I think I did that right. Yay, go me. Final thing to do is attach these lights. One will go underneath the seat right here to make sure people can see you, the little reflector light. So we'll do this. You will need a screwdriver for this to screw tight. So we'll grab that, but I'll just put this in here for now. Same for the front. We're going to put them on the handlebar, and this is just another reflector light. Let's make sure that that is tightened so it doesn't flop around. Now anything else remaining that needs to be thrown away, throw that away, and there you have it. The Woom 4 is the first one to have a gear setting on the handlebars, so it's a turn click gear. Everything above this will have them, but this is the first one starting at 4, and it moves, it goes. Think we're good. Yay! Ta-da! Da. Does it work? Might be too tall right now, huh? Good? All right. Taking it out for a ride. Well, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this and want to see more like it, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.